Have you ever felt your ears beginning to ring, your muscles losing that familiar strength, and your heart pausing for just a moment? I know this feeling well, and please allow me to share a story about someone who's close to me tonight. Hopping off the bus that sunny afternoon, I never could have expected the sight that lay waiting for me. And as I entered that still house, not a sound echoed throughout. Breaking that silence was a loud thud, followed by the immediate shaking of the family portrait hung on that pristine white wall. Instantly, I already known what had happened, but I didn't want to believe it, and as I rushed towards the end of the hallway towards that locked door, pulling an old coin out of my pocket, I fiddled with the lock, desperately trying to unlock it, tears rolling down my face. As I stepped in through the door, the stench of alcohol bombarded me before I could even process what I saw. Blood staining the walls and the floor, glass shattered, but amongst everything was my own mother's body, and as I rushed to her aid, holding her pale body against my own, her blood from her wounds seeping into my clothes. When she woke up, she didn't know my name. She didn't know who I was. To her, I was a stranger in her own home. It was only then that I looked around the room one more time, as I realized that she overdosed on a mixture of drugs and alcohol, causing her to have an induced seizure. Now, I know that was a heavy start, and trust me, I'd like to believe that college is all fun, free food events, and trying to understand that lecture that we definitely slept through. And come on, we're all college students here. We've seen people treat the weekend like it's the Olympics of bad decisions. But that's why this is just so important. Where this culture is so normalized in this day and age that talking about alcohol abuse is just that crucial. So tonight, I want to persuade you that alcohol abuse is a terrible problem in today's society, and I will do this by drawing your attention to the problem, showing you the need to fix it, outlining a plan that satisfies that need, helping you visualize the benefits to my plan, and giving you guys one small step you could do to aid me in the solution. But before I dive any deeper, I'd like to show you guys something. This is what most people think they're drinking. A little fun, a little buzz, nothing too serious, right? But every time someone abuses alcohol, these are the real shots they might be taking. And we'll start with lost friendships. Because alcohol destroys trust faster than anything else, right? Addiction. It doesn't care who you are, it doesn't wait. A car crash. My grandfather nearly lost his life this way due to drunk driving. Fourth, a hospital visit. We've seen people we love and care about end up here just solely based on the bad decisions they made under the influence. And finally, death. And thousands of families every year lose someone due to excessive drinking. These are the shots that no one talks about. But these are the shots that are always going to hit the hardest. And when you look at the numbers, it becomes impossible to deny that this is an active crisis. I mean, just look at some of these statistics that come from the American Addiction Center, whose purpose it is to restore hope and empower individuals and families who have been struck by the disease of addiction. In a study published in 2024, states that over 10% of Americans had an alcohol-related disorder within the past year. To put that in perspective, that is 33 million people, or 3 times the population of the state of Indiana. My second source comes from the Centers for Disease Control or Prevention, or better known as the CDC, an organization dedicated to protecting the public health. They cite that over 180,000 fatalities every year are due to the excessive drinking. That being just a 30% increase from just a few years prior ago in 2017. Massive difference. Now, I know that's a lot of information, so let's bring this down to something a little bit more local, something that applies to this campus even. According to the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, whose purpose it is to keep individuals updated on current health problems, states that of full-time college students, 1 in every 2 have been found to be drinking within the past month. Statistically speaking, that is half of this room. These are not just statistics, guys. These are real people with real experiences and problems. When as a society are we going to decide that no partner should have to see their loved ones spiral into addiction? No kid should have to see their drunk parents fighting. And no one should lose their own life to that powerful grip of addiction. Well, today is the day, guys. I've derived a plan from the National Health Society of England whose purpose it is to provide safe and high-quality care to their patients, and it starts with recognizing the problem. Many heavy drinkers don't correlate their problems to their drinking habits, and on the other hand, many deny that their drinking habits are a problem in the first place. My second idea is to implement professional help from doctors or other specialized organizations to help lower the intake of alcohol gradually. And my third and final idea is for the recovering addict to join a sobriety or any other individualized therapy to help cope with those urges to drink. And now that you know what my plan is, let me talk about just some of the benefits that will come with it. By performing those 3 steps listed earlier, we will see better health outcomes. As stated by the CDC, by lowering excessive drinking, we will see lower risk of injuries, domestic violence, and even death. That benefit alone is enough to warrant change, but we can take this further. We also see an increase in economic savings. Less alcohol-related harms means fewer trips to the hospital. It means fewer lost work days, and it definitely means less strain on social support systems. And my final benefit is that we'll see an overall improved community safety, with heavy drinking being commonly correlated to traffic crashes, gang violence, and death. So tonight, I ask you all to perform one small thing, that being to provide non-alcoholic beverages, such as mocktails or non-alcoholic beers when attending or hosting events. And let's be honest, this is gonna taste way better than some of those mystery jungle juice concoction that these frats are whipping up. Yeah, you guys like that? So tonight, I hope I persuaded you that alcohol abuse is a terrible problem in today's society. And again, I did this by drawing your attention to the problem, showing you the need to fix it, outlining a plan that satisfies the need, helping you visualize the benefits, and offering you one small step you can take to help aid me in the solution. That being said, I wish I would have known what to do that night. I wish I could have seen the signs, and I wish I could have intervened. But, that being said, I'd like to introduce everyone in this lovely crowd to my mother. Mom, could you please stand? I am so proud of you. On that terrible night, I had to see you at your worst. But tonight, I am so happy that I get to see you at your best. You have been the best mother anyone can ever ask for, and truly my best friend. I love you with all my heart. Thank you, Mom, and thank you all. Good night.